All right, Timothy. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited. Just ready to go.
Well, you
Ready
might
to
not
fight.
be excited for too much longer, because I'd be a pretty big punk if I didn't address some of the things that concern me in your fight with
Okay,
Nate
go ahead.
Campbell. I wrote a really critical piece on you, so I'm not gonna pretend on the radio with you. That'd be a big punk move on my part.
No, don't. Yeah, go ahead, man. Let me hear you.
Let me get you to clarify it, because I actually spent a long time talking to Nate about it, and I'm glad to finally get a chance to talk to you about it as well.
All right.
One of the problems I had, big problem, and normally this never comes up with fighters in interviews like this, but you're so open about it with your religious beliefs. You had I think his name was Darren Hughes do your opening song. You come in there with very Christian lyrics, and you've credited God for your victory at the end before it did get taken back to a no contest. I was very turned off, I have to say, by the fact that when Nate Campbell came over to you and asked you to clarify exactly what had happened and help him fix the situation in the ring while everybody was still there, that you kind of just looked down at the canvas and didn't really want to talk to him and seemed like you were really uncomfortable, to be honest. I felt like, I was reading your facial expression and the way you were acting in the ring. I just kind of felt like you were the kid that got caught stealing from the cookie jar. Not that you were purposely headbutting anybody, but that you knew that that's what ended the fight and you didn't say it when there could have been something. You know what I'm trying to say. If you would have said right there in the ring that was true, that happened, that's why the fight got stopped, then all those hearings would have never had to take place. And you would come out looking a lot better, at least in my eyes. I know a lot of people don't see it the way I see it, so that doesn't hold true for everybody. But I was turned off because of the life that you lead. I just felt like maybe you were not walking the walk at that moment.
Okay.
So why don't you bring me through that?
Let me tell you something, man. In that fight, we was clashing heads. I mean, all the time, man. During that whole fight, we was clashing heads. When we clashed heads in that third round, when we clashed, was it second or third round? Well, whenever we clashed heads,
it was like 15 seconds into the third round.
I didn't see any blood. I didn't see any blood. I knew we clashed heads, but I didn't see any blood. I threw like 3 or 4 punches. I threw, I think it was a left hook, a right hook, and a short uppercut. And when he pulled back, I seen the blood. I seen the blood. I know we had a clash of heads, but I didn't know if the headbutt caused the cut or not. I wasn't sure. And then when I went back and reviewed the video, I was just like, wow, that was a headbutt. Yeah, that was a headbutt. Absolutely.
So how come you were disputing it in the hearings with the California State Athletic Commission? How come you didn't come out afterwards and say, you know what, maybe I was wrong during that night and now I can fix it?
Well, the thing is with me is that Nate Campbell, to me, in my eyes, quit. Even though it was a headbutt, in my eyes, he quit. He quit. I don't care. I mean, I mean, if you seen Miguel Cotto in the ring fighting, busted up, busted up, both eyes cut up, and a week before that you saw, who was that, Juan Diaz, I think it was Juan Diaz, had 2 cuts over the same eye. Now, fight through it, win a decision.
but
Nate Campbell had a cut. He had a cut. Listen, he had a cut on the top of his eye. It wasn't even blinding his vision or anything.
I can answer that for you with Nate Campbell's own words because I talked to him.
Well, let him speak. I mean, you asked him a question, allow the man to answer your question.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to correct something as he was going through it, but okay, I'll wait.
Can he see now? Can he see?
He can't. Yeah, he can see now. No,
exactly.
But from what he told me,
with his eye?
It was an injury that took him a month to recover from, and the way he tells it, and you got to admit, there's plenty of times when guys get headbutt, and they seem very bothered by it, and there's not even a cut at all. I've seen plenty of fights get stopped on headbutts that are dirty and nasty, where there is no cut. But anyhow, I mean, you know, Ricardo Torres gets knocked out with a headbutt by Kendall Holt. So anyhow, but he definitely did receive retinal damage. There is a hospital report for that. And he said as he was walking back to his corner, I don't know if you've ever heard him tell this. You may or may not have. But he said, you know, he was trying to see if he could see anything out of his eye. He was looking up, and all he could see was spots. And a friend of his, a few months prior, had a similar situation. His name is Jaime Palmer, and he was receiving headbutts in a fight that he was winning, and he just wanted to finish the fight out. Well, come to find out later that he goes blind in one eye for a good deal of time because of damage to his retina. And the only thing though, StrikeHearts, is are these men not involved in a fight game? I mean, are there not any repercussions in being a fighter? Come on. I'm gonna circle back to that because Nate Campbell has a long history. It's not very hard for you to go back and find Robbie Peden 1, where he drops his hands and gets knocked out. As I recall, he fought Robbie Peden the second time and lost again and makes no excuses for that. I mean, Nate Campbell has a long track record of being the underdog, coming up his own way, and facing adversity with no excuse. And between the two of you guys, he's the only one that really seems to want a rematch. So what's the story there? Why not give him a rematch? Because
why have a rematch with somebody that's belligerent, disrespectful, and on top of that, quit in the ring? I'm a champion, you know, because I have no quit in my blood, man. If I get cut or whatever, I'm fighting until the doctor says it's over. If I can't see out of my eye, I'm still fighting, boss. You know, that's the difference between being a warrior and a coward. You know, even though it was a headbutt. Even though it was a headbutt, man, you know, the fact of the matter is that he stopped fighting. He wanted to stop fighting, not me.
He told the ring doctor that he couldn't see out of his eye, and the ring doctor stopped
the
fight, right?
Stopped the fight because he said he couldn't see out of his eye. Yeah, but why would you tell somebody that if you in a championship fight? Why would you tell somebody that? If I can't see out of my eye, I don't care, man. I ain't going to sit there and be like, I can't see out of my eye. I'm going to tell the ring doctor. No, I'm going to tell my trainer, I can't see out of my eye. And he's going to say, what do you want to do? I'm going to say, well, I want to continue on the fight. I want to continue on the fight. That's what I'm going to say.
Your criticism of him is that he didn't want to risk losing sight in his eye permanently to finish a fight with you in which he would likely continue to receive headbutts on a frequent basis and have a referee who is a complete dumbass who wouldn't even break you two up for 5 seconds to let him recover from a headbutt. I mean, he pulled back, pointed to his head. He pulled back, pointed to his head, and then the referee did absolutely nothing, and then you jumped on him. He doesn't even have a chance to recover from a headbutt.